Now we're going to talk about tripods. I kind of put these in order of requirements. So you have to have a rifle with an optic that sees at night to shoot and kill things. And I've shot, when I first started after I had the scanner, I opted for just the rifle scope, and I sat there and scanned all night off of my tripod with my rifle scope. And then I went to a thermal scanner and a rifle scope. But those are kind of the precedents. You have to have a rifle with an optic, and then the next thing I would add would be a scanner before I added a tripod, because you can still get by with, shooting off the ground or resting on a tree and things like that. It's not ideal, but you can still do it. But close third is going to be a tripod. Having the ability to get up off the ground to where you just stand there, or depending on your situation, if you're leaned up against a hill, sitting down, but having your rifle mounted on a tripod and ready to go is huge. I have a video on my YouTube that I did like a year ago covering tripods kind of more in depth about different feature sets and things to consider, but I'll briefly cover them here again. First is going to be your attachment method, or your ball head. They have saddles out there, so if you don't have any type of Picatinny or Arca on the bottom of your rifle, I would go for like a saddle or like some sort of clamping mechanism. If you don't have that, if you have Picatinny, find a ball head that supports Picatinny, or if you have Arca, find a ball head that supports Arca. On that though, I would get a fully articulating ball head. The ball heads that just pan and they don't allow you any type of tilt can be difficult to use. I started on a bog tripod. They're very affordable, but any type of, if I'm spinning around at all and I'm not completely level, it's going to camp my rifle, and it's a pain in the butt, but also you can miss shots that way. So having a ball head that you can, unloosen and, completely move, pan and tilt your rifle around and then lock it in for a shot is very, very beneficial. There's a lot of companies out there that make tripods that are affordable, and just kind of look at different features that you like, and you can kind of piece together tripods from different manufacturers and different ball heads and get something that works for you. But look at how your rifle attaches to that tripod. Next is carbon fiber. I recommend carbon fiber. If you're in the cold, mostly I recommend carbon fiber because it does make a difference. Having your hand on those, whether you're carrying them or resting your hand on it and things like that. Carbon fiber definitely works and it helps in the cold weather. Additionally, it's not near as noisy, so if you kind of bang it on the side of your truck or you hit it with your rifle, it's not going to be as noisy, especially on the super quiet, cold nights. And then, it's lightweight. It's going to be a little bit more lightweight, and that's a feature that I like, just because sometimes I'm infilling, half mile or so to get to my spot, and then say I shoot 3 coyotes, and I got to drag those out, and my rifle and my tripod. I got a lot of stuff to carry out. So saving a little bit of weight is beneficial as well. So when you get into tripods, there's some additional equipment that I recommend. I didn't put it on here, but a tripod basket is super nice. The one I use is from Fehu Outdoors. It's a very, very, it's inexpensive. I wouldn't say cheap. It's inexpensive. It's like $25, but it just velcros onto your legs. It's mesh. It's lightweight, and it helps keep things. Whether you toss your scanner down, if you toss your remote down, if you have spare gloves that you're wearing, then you take them off the chute, you can just set them in there. I use my tripod basket all the time. If you have a helmet, you can just take your helmet off, set it in there. So I use my tripod basket all the time. I recommend having one of those. And then I always recommend a tripod sling. Tripod slings are becoming more and more prevalent, and there's a reason why, because they work very well. Your ability to go almost completely hands-free to where I put my tripod sling around my waist, tighten it down, and then I have my rifle sling and put the rifle sling on me, and then now I'm completely hands-free, whether I'm crossing something or navigating tough terrain or dragging coyotes. A tripod sling is fantastic. So I recommend having a tripod sling as well. And then when you're choosing your tripod, especially for taller guys like me, you want to get something that is comfortable to shoot off of. If it's too short, you know, if it's too short, you can't recoil management, and it's kind of a pain to shoot off of. If it's too tall, you can't recoil management as well. If you're standing with your rifle on your rifle scope on your rifle on your tripod, I would opt for a tripod maybe a little bit higher, not near as good recoil management, but the comfortability of being able to be behind that rifle all night, sitting there scanning is important. So look at your height. When you're measuring your height, just stand up and kind of measure to your shoulder. And that's kind of where you want your, if you're looking at different numbers, if it reaches that height, whatever your shoulder height is, it's going to be comfortable to sit there and scan behind. And then additionally, I would stay away from tripods that have like the center pedestal or the center post that does elevation. A lot of times they'll have, 40 inches for the tripod legs, and they'll have a post that goes up and down. That just, that system has a lot of play in that post, and so it's not as stable. So I'll look for something that has, a higher, little bit longer legs and can get you up higher. Look at Two Vets, look at Really Right Stuff, Slick Tripods, and LaPhoto. There's a bunch of tripods out there, so just find one that works for you and ensure that you can attach your rifle to it quickly and it has the right attachment method.